And we are live. Okay, since we are live on Chakra TV, I guess the ambassador is going to be the moderator of today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's it. We need one. But yeah, greetings, people. It's your boy Ambassador again doing his thing as usual. Yeah, we just come to air our minds out here. And with me, I have my brother from the other side. What's up?
Yep. I'm good. We have a lot to talk about today, especially Biggy237. It's like these guys actually saw the threats we threw during the last episode of the podcast. And just saying, the guy did win.
No, but I mean, any reasonable person would have seen the trouble coming. I mean, yeah.
No, it's like the game they were trying to play, we saw it coming and we called it out, you know?
Yeah.
We saw that game coming, and to be honest, I have to be frank, I know that's what they were trying to do. So now they have to go through. They have to go through the stress
game
of
has become too obvious.
Yeah, it became too obvious. Yeah. No, they were. Yeah, it became too obvious because they were not smart enough to play it like, to play it in such a way that Cameroonians who figure that thing out. Like the masterminds behind the game were just too basic. Let me just say that they were basic. They should have looked for real thieves, like this kind of guys who work in like award shows to play a stupid game.
But the thing is, like, always when some of these people pull out their PR stunts or things, there is always a chance that somebody might speak out. Yeah, and then it blows up the whole thing. So it's just for you to wear. And I felt like they have come a long way. That was not worth the risk. The money that we invested in trying to build the value of the whole Biggy237 thing was not worth the risk of trying to economize money and then blowing it all up. So, yeah, for me, I felt like it was a good decision. Like, just continue, maybe deal with losses, but it's okay.
So, even when I went online, and there's one thing too. Do you know this episode of Biggie, this is the most viewed, like the finals, when they're calling out the winner? Do you know this is the most viewed episode of this Biggie ever?
I wouldn't doubt that.
Because they had 4.2k people viewing live just to hear Fhish name. They wanted to, like, everybody wanted to see that game if they would play the game.
So I wanted to be sure that these people are not going to play this thing in front of us.
Like 4.2k, that's times how many percent? Like times 500, times 1000% of the number of people that always watch it. Like the highest I've ever seen it is.
I was always seeing them, but they're 100%. They're always in the 100.
The maximum I've seen is maybe 190, I think. 190, between 190 40. The smallest have been 40, and then the highest have been like 190. But on the day of the finals, everything just like, it's like, I don't know, Cameroonians became united. Like Cameroonians everywhere. Like there were so many guys who put their data just to see that result. And I appreciate.
I feel like it was not just that. Even before that, you would have noticed like a lot of celebrities were putting up, supporting Fhish, wanting Fhish to win. So that also built the momentum towards those things. I mean, like you recall, the South African Big Brother, the Nigerian Big Brother. In the beginning, they relied a lot on celebrity buzz to get their own views. So when they invite an AK to the house, or maybe a Two-Face to the house, automatically he comes with those eyes of his fans. And once the fans come to see Two-Face in the house, then they realize that the house is so interesting, then they stay. So I just hope that, if they have cut their baseline now at 4,000, they will kick off next year or at least 3,000 people just viewing them, and then continue going on that strike. I feel like it's a good.
I doubt. I just believe, because when they just called the name Fhish, I saw the views just started going down. Because everybody knew Fhish had won.
We're done with it.
Yeah, just did. So next year they need to go above this. They need to have somebody of the same caliber or higher than
I feel
Fhish.
like it's just because, like, if you notice, towards the end, all these other celebrities started weighing in on it. But I've not been taking the whole Biggy237. We are not even a joke. I mean, we're even joking about like, hey, that play where they go, they cut light, and what they cut that kind of thing. So from the beginning, serious branded artists who want to be associated with it.
Yeah, from the beginning,
I mean, at the time, the last
season.
episode, but this one now look like something serious. A couple of, should I call them, upcoming serious acts have come there, where maybe if next year they step it up to bring in maybe the Leos, the Stanleys, the Daphnes to the house now. That will be another phase, and they'll get even more views. And then maybe bring some really, because Fhish is not even he's an entertaining character, but he's not, I will not call him a charismatic character. So in the Biggie house, I like to see a diverse, I want to see a charismatic character, an eloquent, like an educated kind of character, a street kind of character, all of those various things in one house. So I'm hoping that next year they'll bring more, a large pool. I just felt like they had, I don't know how many people are usually in the house, but maybe they had like 80% of just average boys and girls, 20% of some people who had something going for them. And then Fhish now was just
I'm not sure it was even up to 20%, because the only person I knew in that house was just Fhish. Trust me. And Patience, I heard she was a YouTuber. I just knew and heard what she was and what she did, or what she is, because I believe she still does YouTube. What she did only when she had that when she attached her name to that Fhish whole controversy, everything like that. That was when I got to know who Patience is and all that. And even in the beginning, you know, Askia, like, so many girls were for Patience, you know. Yeah, so many celebrity, like female, they were for Patience. I don't know why, but that also helped the show this year, you know.
Yeah.
And even at the end of the whole show, you know, Cameroonians, at the end of the whole show, they started saying, okay, showed up, finish, moto they bring up a number plate, the crack. I said, comments. You know, like,
people were not too sure that car was going to come, though.
Yeah, but you know, Cameroonians always look for a way to find something negative about the result and everything. You know, so I don't know how it works. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that during that that show, you know, or at the end of the show, they always give you a certain amount of money, cash, and they give you something valuable, like equivalent to that amount, like some asset equivalent to that amount. Is that it?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I don't know how that works. I thought they just give you the money like a check, cash, and all that, and that's it.
Oh, definitely not. I feel like it's dumped up like we are going to give you a car worth this, which, I mean, maybe even if it's a car worth 3 million, they say it's a 5 million, you just have to take it because that's what they're giving you at that. You don't know where they bought it from. Maybe it's a car they imported from Dubai and they had to pass through India. So, and then on the other hand, they might give you some other, like, okay, you are going to go to a spa. If you notice, they use the word things worth. So the cash price plus the gifts was worth. So I think, maybe in cash you even receive just like a 5 or a 6, maybe. I don't know. Although I think, I'm not too sure, but I think like in Biggie Niger, they give you cash worth the amount. They give you
they give you a check.
Yeah, give you gifts on the side,
Because at the end of that Biggie Niger, you always receive even more than what the show is announcing as the cash prize. Because at the end of the show, you get the cash prize as a check. Yeah, you get the cash prize as a check, and then you get some other incentive or gifts from other maybe fans, sponsors, or people from the house and all that. That was what I thought, and that was what I was, I think, expecting.
No, for me, I feel like it's a very good start, though.
Yeah, it's a good start.
I mean, maybe even if the car was 3 million, they say it's a 5 million, and should I call it, the value, the belt. Now the question, the shows are very few. They'll be able to maintain it. Because Cameroonians, we are known to put the foundation, then scatter it, then put another foundation, then scatter it, then put another. They were always at the floor level because we don't succeed to build.
Yeah.
So I just hope. I don't know I just hope that we'll be able to build some. As you have seen, we're talking about this, and I always complain about industry. That is the problem. We are never building things which now we can just come and say, okay, I built a 2-room house. So you sleep there, you sleep there, because nothing has been built. Each time we come, we start from scratch and we start struggling to build. Then when the new people come, they scatter this one and start again because of some quarrels between this team and things like that. So that's what I've been suffering in this industry. I hope that we'll start building and we'll understand that it's on building, and not every generation is going to eat the fruit of the tree. Some generation just has to play, another generation has to plant, another generation has to water, and the generation will eat. But those who are clearing and planting and watering just get joy in knowing that the one day this tree is going to bear fruits for people to eat. Even if they don't get to eat the fruits, but they'll just be happy, get satisfaction from just planting that tree. That's their own role. And they get a sense of purpose in life just from planting the tree. But if everybody wants to only eat the fruits, then we are all eating the seed that we would have planted. Then finally, we're always begging for apple and never having a tree.
Like me and you now, so now we are just planting.
Exactly. And watering.
Yes, watering, planting and watering.
Tree that we are planting.
The people who we are planting the fruit for are still coming to weed it or even steal it even before it gets before it start producing. Oh,
they are threatening to beat us, the farmer.
You don't bring back the Malay inside it. Yeah, so for now, let's just see the next move Fhish is going to make, or what next for Fhish, you know.
Yeah, but that's really what has been worrying me. Like, what do you like? Somebody, people are into entertainment, they were like, yeah, because like behind the scene, it is said that Fhish is into all these other kind of things that are making him not focus. And they were saying they hope that this money, like money can go two ways. It can magnify the good or it can magnify the evil. So like, they just hope that this money is not just going to come and then make him to become a little bit more too erratic all over the place and not focusing on the music, which that is what we Cameroonians like him for, the music. So yeah, I really just hope to. Okay. I know he had left his team. Even the people I saw him in the beginning with the government that were threatening to beat Stanley up, I've not been seeing those guys around him. So I just hope that he has a solid team around him now who can be like hold him to the ground and then make things grow.
I believe now you may still see those guys around him. You may still see those guys around him, but at that point in time, at that stage of his career and his life, I just believe those guys were his housemates. They were staying in the same penthouse. At that point in time, you can see all of them at the same time. When they do their kind of videos, you see them in one place, they leave the house at the same time. But now I believe he has transitioned in such a way that maybe he has some sort of revenue to live on his own and do all these kind of things. You can now start seeing him alone, and these guys may not be frequenting his videos, but they will still meet, or maybe when they have something like a video, they may come together. When they want to go to the club, they come together, but they don't still live together. They're growing up. Like maybe Fhish is growing up and breaking up.
Yeah, maybe they don't live together. I mean, like when Fhish was in Boya, he had not seen like somebody that had a crew as such. So I think I assume that the time when he was thrown out of that club in Boya or that snack, he did not have any guys.
Yeah, maybe those guys were not with him.
And I'm not only talking, I'm also hoping that they will not only they're not only going to be like crew guys, they will also have now some level of professional thing. I'm like, you are the PR, you check my Facebook, you handle my bookings and things like that. It's that kind of setup that I feel like most of the time we're lacking in the industry and people don't see value in it. So you going as a one-man army, holding your suitcase and going to this Guinness office, they might just size like, look at this kid, no car, he just trekked and came in here. Look at the grammar, he's even blowing. They say, I'll give you 2M. But if you come with a team and everybody knows their role and everybody's acting professional, the Guinness man is going to look at you and then adjust his mouth to call it 30M. So you as an individual trying to be selfish, you end up making 2M. Meanwhile, if you went there as a team of 5 people, you make 30M and then even pay all those people maybe 1M and then still end up maybe a 15M. But because you are trying to be penny wise and pound foolish, you end up making less. And that's what's killing most of us in Cameroon, because you start feeling like, why should I be sharing this my 5M I've made with this guy? Not knowing that if you work with this guy still, you guys can go and get bigger bags and then you make even more. But we are always that short-sighted to just look at what is in the plate right now, and that's where everything scatters.
And sometimes too, we just blame maybe the guy, or the way you're talking right now is just like, okay, he's moving forward and he's leaving these guys behind. They should come back together and have like a professional team. Sometimes it's just like maybe these guys fell out on him. He can still be like that. We don't know what things that happen behind the scenes and all these things. Maybe they just.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the same guys, but I'm just saying that let him have a team now. He needs a team.
Yeah.
And
okay.
90% of Cameroonian artists need a team. Believe me, most of those guys, when you come across them, you see how they move. I'm like, even a PDG in some Guinness or MTN works with a better entourage than you. He might have a PA, well dressed in a suit, a driver, and then himself. What more of a celebrity who needs more attention? Because you are the company. Imagine the company Guinness. How many people are working in Guinness? One employee of. So it's almost like who said this thing? Okay, one of these comedians in Nigeria said nowadays in Nigeria, PAs now have their own PAs. Because when an artist is that big and his PA has so much work, the PA needs to get a PA to support him in his PA duties. So, but our own artists only look at the micro side of things of like, I want all the money in my pocket, or maybe I always complain about these things of you want to hire your brothers and your cousins, even if they're not professional enough for the job, and then kaboom, the brand does not grow. And it's none of our business, it's your thing, it's your talent. But in the bigger scheme of things, it's Cameroon that is sinking. And that's not good for all of us. So at the end of the day, everybody has a house, everybody has their car to drive, but we're looking at the bigger picture of the industry. I mean, there's this thing, entertainment thing going up at Mountain Hotel. And I was out there, I had gone there once, but I did not really meet with the guys. And on Saturday, I was out there playing basketball at Mountain Hotel, and I saw some of the guys there, and all of them I was talking, and they were like, oh, long time. Yeah, all of these big names, all the Kings and Nabils, all of them were there. Let's be guys here. And they were like, long time, and they were like, hey, where have I been? I'm like, I'm still there, I'm doing what I'm doing. And I was like, yeah, we have to catch up on things. I called Nabi, kept on saying that I'm telling people we need to work together, man. Everybody's doing things here and there. And I think I've heard him make that play a couple of times. But for some reason, I know what could be going on. You know, like also in Cameroon, there's that experience of you come with open arms, like you want to work with people. They always think that you're a foolish person, or maybe you stand a lot to gain. Yeah,
not like you stand a lot to gain. They'll look at you like, you stand a lot to gain, and you are coming to them because maybe you have nothing to offer, or maybe you are lesser than them.
Exactly.
They demean you when you approach people. I've noticed that with so many guys in Cameroon.
Yeah. So I was with them, and I told him, I'll call him. So I have a couple of things I'm planning, which I have to go to Douala and then meet with all of them. But still, I have to work with care. As I said, when I came earlier on, I lost a lot of money just because I was just trying to cater for everything.
But you see talent, you just say that this thing cannot waste. You want to pick it up.
But you want to do everything and anything to get it going, but you realize like at times there's not much you can do. So I'm now work with a little more caution. Somebody says want to work, I'm like, okay, yeah, let me think about it to see how it will work. Then I talk with you, then I'm being a little bit more too, how can I call it? Too cagey, too careful. I'm not moving again too freely as I used to. But still, I intend to, before the year runs out, I intend to meet all of those guys. And then there are a couple of things I'm trying to work on, which I need to connect with them either way. And my hope is definitely what I'll just be doing now is just what I call business dinners and business lunch. Just get a couple of guys who sit in a restaurant. I pitch my ideas to them. Those who are into it, let's work. Those who are not, still at the top, man. Hopefully you get there. But I know I'm going to the top. So that's why I just tell people, I'm like, it's not a problem. Not everybody must work together. But I want to just hope that those who want to work together, let's work. And one is doing so much behind the scene where you need to network with those guys because they are the face in front. You are not.
Yeah, they are the faces in front.
Yeah, so I tend to meet them a lot in this between now and the end of December. I'll be to as much as I can get all those A-listers, everybody. But for those who will not pick up calls or things, but everybody who is accessible. And a good number of those guys, because they all have a connection towards Boya, I can get to them directly. So let's see. Yeah, but that's just it. Same thing I was talking about, the whole Fhish scenario of like, we need to build, man. Cameroon, there's so much potential. We keep on complaining, but nobody wants to put the structure.
Yeah, there was
and when I say nobody, it's not one person. It's a group of people who have the mindset to build.
Mhm. Yeah, there was also something I was working with Fhish on before he went into the house. I didn't even know he applied to go into the house, but we were working on something before he went into the house. I just believe now that he's out, we can just finalize it and keep the ball rolling.
That guy has mad talent. I mean, he has mad talent, which
he has talent. Yeah, he has talent. And yeah, for you guys watching right now, like the video, okay, and just say hi so we know you're watching. And if you miss every live episode and you want to watch it, and you feel like if you watch it on YouTube you'll spend so much data and you won't get enough, like it consumes a lot of data since it's video, you can listen to it on Google Podcasts, you can listen to it on Spotify, Deezer, Pandora, all these places where you can listen to podcast audio, for like audio podcasts. You can get contrast podcasts from there. Okay, so we are trying to expand the reach of the podcast, because most guys complain because Cameroonians, we are a Cameroon, let's just say Cameroon based podcast, though I'm not in Cameroon, but this podcast, like the creation is the audience. That's what we started, like Cameroon, then we started branching out to Africa, like we talk about everything in Africa. But the idea behind this thing is Cameroonians, internet is not as cheap in Cameroon the way it is in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, or maybe other African countries, or maybe South Africa. So consuming video content in Cameroon is somehow heavy. So we've diversified, like distributed the podcast on audio platforms too. You can listen to the podcast from there. But this live one is important too, because if you have anything to say or contribute when we are talking, you can just drop in the comment section and we'll reply to it as we are going, like make it interactive. This is a whole family conversation, Contrast is like a family. Everybody, you give what you think about, like any opinion, any topic we are talking about, you can give your own input and we'll just fire back. Okay, so let's move to Stanley Enow's manager. You posted that. I don't even know the guy. I did not even know the guy. Did you know him?
Nah, I've even tried to search. There's not much on him online.
So, but they had a press release that he left MotherLand.
Because yeah. I mean, I knew at one point, I think Stanley was I don't know if he was managed, but the person I knew in his team has been his brother. Yeah, and at one time, I think there was this Didier guys. Yeah. So I think Didier, in the beginning, I felt like Didier was part of the team. Soon I stopped hearing about Didier, and then I heard more of Martin. And then all of a sudden, so I think Martin moved on to his own things or something. I've not been hearing Martin that much, unless when it's time to come and clash with Jovi. So I feel like he's the soldier. He's the MotherLand soldier. So
Menge Valerie
he comes to fight, but it's like he's doing some other thing.
Yeah. So I don't know. Did they even explain what happened for them to split up or for the partnership to end? Yep.
Hi, Valerie.
Valerie from Dubai. Okay, shout outs to everybody, every Cameroonian watching us in Dubai. Okay, this live show, I know it's easy for you guys in Dubai or out of Cameroon to watch us on the live shows. So, yeah, Valerie, thank you for watching. Like and share, okay? Recommend this podcast to more of your friends in Dubai, because you can watch the video one. It's not as difficult as, for you guys out there to watch it. Or for us this way to watch it. But guys in Cameroon, I have audio for you guys. You can scan everywhere for audio. So Valerie, what's happening in Dubai? We're talking about Fhish winning. What do you think about, what was your reaction? Who were you supporting? That's the question I was even supposed to ask. Who were you supporting? Did your candidate win? Were you supporting Fhish? Because I don't know anybody who was watching that Biggy who wasn't supporting Fhish. Anybody I know who wasn't supporting Fhish. Yeah, because I know there were some guys behind who supported Patience, and the non-white guy who has his own fan base he had some support too from his own end.
I feel most of the people who not support Fhish are people, maybe one of the other contestants was your friend, your relative, or your neighbor. But if not, you support Fhish. The rest will all support Fhish.
Yeah. So Valerie, did the person you supported or you were supporting, did that person win? Was that the winner of the show? And if that's yes, how did you feel? Because somebody screamed here as if they were watching the GCE when they called Fhish name. I was beside somebody and I was like, I didn't know you were that big of a Fhish fan. Like, I didn't know that's what you guys were waiting for. Like, say, shh, shh, when the thing started. And they say, Say, shh, 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 do you want to call the name? And I never knew. They say, you know how many people did you watch? I say, how many? Say, 4.1K. Say, what? Okay, 4.2 now. I say, what? You know, and I know, did you see it live when the whole thing was happening?
Nah, I came on the live, then I left here.
Yeah, the person was watching it beside me, and I just
a problem. I can rarely watch anything that.
I wasn't watching, like I was doing something, and the person just started telling me, shh, 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 Fish. I said, what? The thing is going on now. Yeah. They say, yeah. I said, so the final is today. They say, yeah. I did not even know. Like, I also wanted to say one thing, okay? Cameroon blogs and media, because Fhish was attached to it, the constant reporting of Fhish activities in the house and the controversy in the house and all those things, Cameroon blogs kept that show relevant. Cameroon blogs, and like us, every week when we come here to talk, we always talk about that show. And the show also helped us because Fhish was in the house. It gave us something to do our therapy or relax or vent on, or something we can both agree or communicate on, you know, without contrasting, since the show is contrast. Without contrasting, that show was one of the few things we agreed on when it happened, you know. So Cameroon blogs, like, they really showed how influential and effective they were during the run of this season of the show. Yeah. So there were few,
and I feel like there was also some comic relief from time to time.
Yeah, comic relief from time to time when Fhish, like, there were so many highlights from that show when Fhish was asked to ask Patience out, when those guys were plotting against Fhish. Like, the whole show was about Fhish. Anytime you see any post concerning the show on blogs, Fish's name must be attached to it. So of course, Fhish might.
I told you the last time, I said, I felt like it was a documentary.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a documentary on Fhish and the others. That was the title of the
documentary. So you felt like season 2 was Fhish and the others? That was.
Yeah, that was the documentary.
Ezra Comedy, what's up? Ezra in the building. So I think
So, but I don't know if we should go back to the Stanley thing, huh?
Yeah, Valerie is saying, I think Jonathan is Stanley.
She said, greetings, fam. Who don't like Fhish? Don't like the show. You yourself, you don't like the Fhish.
I'm telling you, is there any Cameroonian who hate Fhish? I don't mean the artist. I mean Fhish. Fhish.
The two is the same thing. Fhish and Fhish is the same thing. You have not been to Down Beach, you don't like Fhish. Can't even take you to Down Beach, you like Fhish.
Tell you, but I'm a mid and stew up, spice and so. Yeah.
Change your mind.
Valerie said, I thought he thinks what? Jonathan is Stanley Enow. What?
He said he thinks Jonathan.
He said, I think Jonathan is Stanley Enow.
I think Jonathan is Stanley Enow. Which Jonathan now?
Valerie, what do you
mean? Or maybe you wanted to say Jonathan is Stanley Enow's manager, maybe.
Oh. Is that what you really wanted to say? Yeah.
I'm just guessing because that was what we're discussing about.
Like he said, Jonathan is Stanley Enow's brother. He wanted to say brother. So, okay. MotherLand was like a family company. Which of his brothers
is called
Jonathan? Cousin or son?
And that's one of the things, you remember I always say that people bring their brothers and cousins, and I'm like, it's good when your brother takes time to go to school and then learn the game.
Yep.
But for me, it's a problem when it's not more of I have somebody who is qualified and he's my brother. It's more first
my family member, yeah.
He's my brother, so can he be in the job? So they are putting it should be the other way around. If your brother is qualified, good and fine, means they don't need to go through an interview. You already know him and all of that. Better still. But if your brother is not, and just because your brother wants to do the job, it's a problem.
But what if let me just say, what if the idea or your plans, your idea or your plans or the vision you have for your career, nobody understands it but your brother, because they see what you're doing for your career and what you want to do, and you can't execute all those plans by yourself.
So
you
at
need
times,
somebody to stretch yourself
at
out,
times
like to
you don't
stretch
need,
out your
you don't
vision.
need everybody. Yeah, at times you don't need everybody to buy in only to your vision. You need people who can bring in more to spice it in. You don't need all the time. So at times, I always tell people, like, God does not talk to only one man. He talks to all of us and gives us different plans, which if we put the plans together, it makes a very big plan. But now the only plan which is in your head is the biggest thing possible, then you are limited. But if you talk to all these other human beings who assume God has given brains to, and if you put heads together, that's when you find this whole. Because at times you look at brands like Beyonce, you're wondering, how did she get here? How did she become such an untouchable brand? The brand Beyonce is untouchable technically. Even when she does wrong, it looks like it's right. That's because that has been built from all angles of branding. But and that cannot be a one-man thing. That you are not careful, it's 100 people who have contributed towards that. So why do I get the feeling like you are frozen?
No, I haven't frozen. You have frozen. No, but you're good now. You're fine. Everything is back to normal. No, everything is back to normal. Yeah. So
my network was acting up. I mean, for those who know that I'm in Cameroon, you shouldn't be grateful that lights and internet is connected to do all these things. Yeah.
Yeah, so Ezra said he couldn't do anything that day because he was Fhish from day one, the day of the finals. That he couldn't do anything. He was just waiting for the finals to come or the announcement to come. Like, couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Me, I just view the headlines and the trends and the things that come up. I wasn't like fixated on the show and watching everything, but I was Fhish though, and we all wanted Fhish to win. We're all like, Fhish. If this guy doesn't win, we'll riot. And we're already warning these guys because they were trying to play a fast game. And this thing, you saw the final result, right? You saw the percentage, the gap, right? Okay. You froze. It's like you frozen. Yeah. So
no, I'm good now. Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah, so there was a question I wanted to ask in the group when you posted that result. I said, you recall getting into the finals? No, it's your network, I think, but everything is fine. I think these guys can hear us very well. Getting into the finals, Patience got into the finals leading by maybe 60-something%, I think. Landslide difference between her, Nonny White, and Fhish. Okay? So when they got to the finals, the final votes, at the end of the show, Fhish, she went to fourth, not even third, not even second. She went to fourth with that gap difference. You understand? So I was asking, like, okay, if the last vote getting to the final wasn't fake, how did this thing have this kind of like gap? If she was actually a competition or she was like actually a threat, you would see it being competitive, like the way they try to prove to display it, getting to the final.
So for me, that's my conspiracy theory demon coming up now. I usually believe that most competitions are not competitions. Most of the elections we have in this world, there are some people who sit behind and then instigate our opinions and the media and everything, and then we are fighting amongst ourselves. But they already know who will win. Same thing I say for football. Most of these football games, there's a lot of match fixing that happens at a very high level that has to do with billions, and we cannot even imagine. Same thing with most of these competitions. The difference is some people manage to make it look like it's a competition, but some people so those who we call out for rigging are those who are not good at making their arrangement look like it's a competition. But those who, I just feel like most of these things, there is always some stronger power, should I call it power struggle behind the scene, which is above the ordinary man. I'm not saying it's not anything mystical. I just mean like looking at the business decision might be like, okay, I'm just saying something random here. It might be right, it might definitely be very, very wrong. But I'm just giving a random scenario where if I have a thing like Big Brother, And I tell patients like, okay, now looking at the money in the pot, we have just spoken with Fhish. Fhish is the most valuable player in this team right now. And if we have to spend 6 million for Fhish plus the car, we are going to run up to say that his prize money. What is left in the pot is 5. Although we have promised you this, but we're going to give you 1 million and then give you 1 year at a spa, and then say, okay, your price of 3 million or 5 million is available. And then patients is like, nah, I can't accept that. They're like, okay, if you can't accept that, then Nonny White, what do you think? Nonny White said, I'm good. They say, okay, Nonny White, you'll be the second winner then. Patients number 4, we don't have any price for you. Plus, your voice is not even that strong. If you like to make noise, nobody will hear you. Skiff. So I feel like that's some of those things play out. It's more of like one who has a certain bargaining power on the table like Fhish had, and who has the numbers behind him really, and then 2, who is willing to negotiate, to something which it's affordable and it's a win-win for everybody.
Okay, can you see the preview that Valerie said something like the network is disturbing? And he also said, yeah, he
maybe it's mine which is freezing.
Yeah, I think so, because when I look at the preview this way, let me see. Yeah, the thing is, yeah, it's lagging. The internet is lagging on the display.
Yeah.
So let me see. Yeah, I think it's back.
Yeah, my village people have decided to visit Camtel today.
Yeah, but I think it's back. I think the internet is back. Valerie, how is it now? I think everything is fine now. All right. Though the thing is, man. Okay, I don't know why this thing is acting up the way it's acting.
Seems to be better now.
Okay, you can see a preview from your end, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before it was freezing a lot, but now it has started flowing smoothly a little bit.
Okay.
So it's still freezing from time to time.
Okay. I don't know why, but let's keep it going. Valerie, tell us, how is it now? Is it somehow stable on your end?
My computer is really showing me here that Daily B's network bandwidth is low.
Why? Because here I'm transferring.
Because normally, since things are coming more from your end, I was assuming even if my network has an issue, it should still be flowing smooth.
It should still be smooth, yeah. Because here I can see
so that's
transferring 2,500 and 2,912 kilobytes per second, which means it's supposed to be stable. Because the minimum amount to transfer 1080p is 2,500, but here it has gone down to 2,700 and something. It has gone back to 2,900, and so it's stable. I don't see any reason why it's supposed to be acting that way.
All right, let's just keep it pushing then.
Yeah, or maybe the PC is being overtasked because there are so many processes running behind it that maybe those processes are causing the buffer delay and all that. But we are fine now. We are good to go.
So also, I don't know, what do you think about the thing Karawa said?
I haven't read it all, but in a nutshell, what did he say?
Let me just read it out.
Yeah.
So he said, my job as a media person is to approach stories or tell stories in such a way that it will propagate the art of an artist, spark conversations and create more awareness for the artist, or just get people talking about the artist or his or art. This is something I am aware of. I, however, have a problem when I invite an artist to be on the show and he or she already tells me, please, let's not talk about this topic. In quotes, don't ask me questions about this or that and that. Why restrict me? I don't think I want to kill your brand. I want to boost it. Just trust me and don't restrict me. Cameroonian artists play safe on very conversations that can keep them relevant and talk about. If this is showbiz, why exclude the show? and skip to the bees. On the show Who's Out, we want to have deeper conversations than just your music. That's why it's Who's Out. I'm actually thinking aloud.
This thing is a topic that happens in every country, every industry, in every country. Because I remember, I think that was 2019 or 2018. Janet Jackson was supposed to go to the Breakfast Club, and her team sent a letter to Charlemagne, Angela, and Envy that they shouldn't ask certain questions. They put questions that they shouldn't ask in that thing. Charlemagne just flat out told them if they are restricted to ask certain questions, she shouldn't come. Janet Jackson, of all people, that don't come, and she never came. And she came afterwards, and she said she was supposed to be here, and she couldn't go. Charlemagne said, your team gave us an ultimatum and said we shouldn't ask you this, and this. She said, really? Oh, I never know. Like, they said when
she
you're
knew.
coming here,
We never knew.
She knew, but I believe she told her team to do that. But she knew, but she said,
this is the screen, I don't know why, and they write on top that the bandwidth is low, so that's what I just.
So how is it now?
Let me just check. It's still frozen. Maybe it will take time to kick in, but it was frozen. Last I checked, it's still frozen.
Okay, I don't know why it's acting like this, because this thing has been working. Maybe it's the PC, because it has been working for days now without shutting up. Just editing, uploading. So just reload the tab. Let me see if everything is back. The video, I mean the stream you're watching. Yeah, everything is back. He has been back for some time now, but we never know.
That's a comment.
Yeah, it's been back. I just reloaded it and the thing is still going through. Everything is fine, and it's even faster and smoother than it was when it froze before. So yeah, we are talking about like the Karawa thing. The Karawa's what he released.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we just dove into that Breakfast Club. Like, this thing happened everywhere, in every industry, everywhere. Some of these artists always say these things. You know, if you want to go to a place like, let me just say, a place like Sway in the morning, you can send those kind of things and they'll have an effect. You know, Sway won't ask. Sway will just go to his freestyles and go to your album and go to the thing, or a place like Funk Master Flex. You know, but if you're going to a place like the Breakfast Club or Ebro, you know, those kind of guys will just ask.
They are known for their controversy.
Yeah, they'll ask the things which you're trying to prevent them from asking. The things you tell them, don't ask, they'll ask. So yeah, it's true. These things happen a lot in almost every industry. And I believe so many Cameroon artists are, when they know a platform that is fun of doing all that, a platform that can ask all those questions without having all those restrictions and all that, they always they face difficulties giving audiences to those kind of platforms. You know? Yeah, because...
But that's because they don't want to. That's because they don't want to work, though.
Because they know the kind of things or the kind of questions these guys will ask them. You understand? And they avoid these platforms.
But like,
that thing has happened. Like, to me, there are so many artists which I was supposed to have an interview with them, but towards that period, they had some sort of controversy which they never wanted to address, and they just knew when they come, maybe I will poke at that thing, or maybe they had some things that happened in the past that they were trying to avoid, or they avoided. You know. And they were trying to, they know when they come to the Libby's podcast, you just ask. And Eta also mentioned one thing when she was still working with Kanadu, that there was an artist came there as a guest, and she asked him, okay, apart from music, do you have any other job, or what do you do? And it was like a taboo. And we're telling her, like her co-host was telling her, you shouldn't have asked that, you shouldn't have. But this is the number one question anybody coming to Daily Beast podcast. You always know that's one of the questions I always ask. You know, I always ask that, is music a hobby or a source of revenue to you? I always ask that. And most Cameroonians always feel like that question is not supposed to be asked. most Cameroon artists and celebrities, that's what they just feel like, I don't know, they just feel when I ask those kind of things, the answers they give me, sometimes they give cliche answers like, yeah, music is my all, I do music full time. And I ask, okay, on a real though, do you make money from music? That's when now the interview or the conversation become tense and those kind of things. So I break the ice by going to something else and all that. But there are certain conversations, so many things that so many artists try to avoid. They don't want to answer. Like, I believe the interview with Karawa, okay, I watched the one he had with Magasco when he said, okay, the beef between you and Jovi, Bagadi, and all these things. When he brought that up, you saw the Magasco's face just change. Like, Magasco said, so you are really going to take it?
No, but I don't see the point, though. We are not here for a family meeting. You are not my brother.
So you are
I'm here to do my job. Yeah. And plus, do for a smart way out. I mean, I tell people, like, I don't think there's any interview, any question I cannot address.
Yeah.
I can address it by making a joke and telling you, like, man, you know how those things are now. Whatever. I'll have some answer. It might not be the best answer, but I'll have some answer for you. Plus, if that's your job, I tell people, like, they don't want to work. You watch in documentaries where an artist is sitting like that with his PR team, and they're asking him questions, and he's answering, they're saying, no, don't answer like this, answer like this, answer like this.
There's one time they look through the window. They must say.
Yeah. So you are that prepared now to address things. But same thing I'm saying. You're working with a one-man army. You're working with your brother. When you talk foolish, he'll choke me 5 bar, you move and go on. You're not correct like, man, don't move like this. So that's what happens. But if you have a team and people are conscious of what they have to do and the value they're trying to build and the brand they're moving with, some of those things will be checked. But most of them are not prepared, and that's what happens.
Yeah, even I saw one clip of an interview that somebody was, a guy was interviewing Askia, right? And he started asking certain questions, getting into Askia's life, that she did drugs and all those things. And Askia was like, any man talk shit about me, I'll beat you. Even you will ask me the question. so that day I wanted to like...
Was it like an interview or what?
The guy had a mic interviewing her, talking. Then she said, even you are not supposed to talk shit. Even you right here asking me these things.
I don't understand. Is it a talk show? Is it on a red carpet?
It wasn't a red carpet. They were just sitting like in a park somewhere. They were sitting on a bench. She had the baby with her, and the guy sat on the same bench, and they were talking. They were asking the questions. The guy who asked the questions and she answers. It was towards the period when she broke up with Killer.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
He was threatening to beat up the
when you ask me the question, then so
you know, pass me on beat all the
way. So that's one of the things we face having guests, especially from Cameroon artists. Most of them feel like they avoid media, they avoid press because they know. There are some things that troll or trend online, about them or fans. When fans ask questions or certain conspiracies just start and certain things, some of them try to avoid or let those kind of information or things die away. That's why they avoid it. So they're not going to places like blogs to get interviews or media platforms to get interviews. They know these things will come up and they'll be forced to address it. And when they address it, they are giving their input on that situation. And when they give their input on that situation, they are giving blogs some things to talk about and say, this guy has said that based on that situation, and it gives that situation more light and it foils the situation more and brings it back to life, even if it was something that was about to die down. But being a media personnel, that conversation, that topic or that scenario need a conclusion. It needs an answer. When you avoid it, you're keeping the fans, you're keeping the fans unfair. Like you are not giving them a conclusion to that whole scenario. That's what blogs always ask.
To get the answer to that question, they're not tuning to see your beautiful face.
To see a beautiful face or to see you give on the same cliche answers over and over. Je vous aime. C'est à cause de vous que je suis ici.
Tu ne donnes pas le conseil gratuit.
That's it. C'est à cause de vous que je suis ici. All these cliche kind of answers. There are stories in your life. There are certain things that have leaked. There are certain, because social media fans want to feel like they're part of you, part of your movement, part of everything. And There are certain things that they chose not to address. If those things leak by mistake, they choose not to address and all these things. So going to media platforms, these media outlets or these platforms, so these guys that have this platform, some of them are fans of you. Some of them are fans maybe of the person whom they feel like you had a controversy with, and they just want closure.
I have always tried to tell artists and entertainers as a whole. I always go back to economics. I say in a capitalist world, demand and supply. There's no reason why I don't feel like Cristiano Ronaldo spends more energy than a boy who is playing football in a source. But he's paid because of the value which is put around his own football. I remember I had this argument. I was telling a friend like, Britney Spears is complaining that paparazzi are all over her. But we pay her for paparazzi to be around her, if that makes sense. So I feel like when the fans are invested in you by buying those albums, buying those t-shirts, they want to know what's happening to you. They feel like they're shareholders in your life now because they have bought shares into the brand Britney Spears. So they feel like they have that right and they're demanding it. And paparazzi has to provide that service because there is a demand for it. People want to know. So if you don't want it, it's as simple as that. Stop doing comedy, retire to South Africa and sit quiet for a while. Like, what's this comedian's name? What's his name again? Dave Chappelle. When you are balanced and you are ready for it again, you come back and you do it. But if you're not ready for it, why do you feel that you just pass somewhere or you come and spend 15 minutes somewhere singing and they should give you 6 million? Their voice, what has it really done? Is it going to make cocoyam to grow from the soil or is it going to fill up my stomach? So it's more than that. Your job is not just that singing. There's all this effort you have to make. You cannot move like me. People will be like, put yourself in the artist's shoe. If you are moving around, people are snapping. Nobody will snap me because nobody's giving me 5 million to sing anywhere. If they have given you 5 million, they have to snap you. They have to interview you. You have to speak politely to me. I don't have to speak politely to people. I'm not giving me that money. I have to speak politely maybe to my boss and my colleagues in the office. Yes, that's where my own demand and supply and my own economic value reigns. I have to play around the society, go to postboard house and their birthday. Those are the things I have to do in my own society. Your own society is bigger than just your family. It's Cameroon, it's all the fans. So you have to behave in a certain way. And so I tell them, like, they're happy to be eating that money. They don't feel like merd. Which kind of nyongo money is this that you just go, they give you 50 million, 30 million just to snap a picture? My brother, you have snapped more than who here. If it's posted, come, I'll show you posted picture. Why do you think that your own picture, they should give you 50 million endorsement or cover, whatever? So they should understand that the value in their art takes work. And that's why I keep on going back to work. People don't want to build their brand like, okay, this is my brand. I attack it like a product. This is what we are selling. This is what our fans align with us because of these values. This is how we can please them. This is what we should say. How are we consistent with our brand? When you are going out of topic, your PR tells you like, no, stop. Either they give a commercial break and he reorients you or whatever. That's what a team does, and that's how people build the brand. When people just sit and they think like, okay, if I just shout to them, my song is good, it blows up, they start giving me shows, 15 million endorsement deals, and then I deserve it because I'm singing. My brother, who have been singing in CMF, in church choir, and for years, nobody has given them 15 million wonderful voices. So if that brand is not there, you're not consistent with it, there's no reason why they should give you. Artists need to understand that the money they receive and the value they have in the society is much more than just every ordinary man. And they owe the fans some level of responsibility and duty to satisfy that demand. If not, don't take their money. Don't sell no tickets to anybody. Just be singing in your shower and to your friends. Yeah. Don't into the showbiz thing.
Yeah, that's true. Because most of these fans, they feel like they want to be part of your life. So
exactly, I bought the share into it. They're invested in you.
Yeah, sometimes you listen. You are not obliged to let them into your life, but when you get on to places like these media outlets to go for an interview, you are not supposed to restrict the interviewer or the platform you're going to from asking certain questions. Okay, because they know what the fans want, they know what is trending, or they know the kind of topics that intrigue your personality, that bring those kind of, let's just say, bring some kind of, let's just say, attention to your name in a certain period. you know, without the music, when the music is not around. And if you choose to avoid those kind of topics, it negates certain aspects of your personality because it's like you're keeping them in the dark, you know.
For me, stay at home. If you don't want to answer the question, stay at home.
Yes, stay at home. That's why you say most of these guys, we face difficulties getting interviews from these guys because they know when they come here, we'll ask them some of these questions. Okay, there's something that you posted about Stephanie Tum. I don't know who she really is. Talking about movie and Cameroon.
How you know Stephanie Tum now?
I don't know her. Who is she?
Fact. Where is that disrespecting? Attack and shout disrespect here for me.
Listen, I'm not in Cameroon and I'm not averse in. She's an
Stephanie
actor.
Tum, it's true. She's more of the middle old schools. They are not those first generator actors, but the second wave and the successful wave, she was part of it. So if you know the Sang Delongs, she's even before the Sang. No, maybe them say the same generation.
Yeah, no Sang Delong. I know. Senior Made. I know her.
Yes, so Stephanie Tum is also those people. And it's some of those fine girls who have been, or fine women, let me not call them girls again. There are those fine girlish women who have been able to finance and fund movies. I think what movie did she fund recently? She had a good movie recently. She had a good run. And I feel like those are one of those people that I look at them and I'm like, where Cameroon industry? It's only the women that are successful. Like the men don't know how to act. But the women are acting, but the men know. There's the women that are blowing up, the men never blow up. I don't know why. But that's why some of the men are started putting on lipstick and wearing clothes.
One man has blown up. Kankuitus has blown up.
Kankuitus not blow up in Cameroon. He came from outside. And how he got his money and how he started the shows are very few. But I think he's doing good.
All of our man till the shows are very few. Okay, that internet bandwidth has dropped again. It has dropped now. So I think, okay, it's come back. So even though I don't know her, but everything she's saying here, she has a valid point. I've noticed this thing in Cameroon. Okay, most Cameroon movies and all these things, when these guys take part in movies, they don't promote it. They think it's the company that has the movie that is supposed to promote it. That's one of the problems in Cameroon, you know. But if you go to Hollywood, if you see Will Smith, like this recent movie King, is it King what? Oh man,
yeah, about the Williams sister.
Yes, King Williams. Okay, here. Yeah. Will Smith, do you see what he did? Even when he did Aladdin, he goes around the world for media tour, promote the film because he's in it.
Press runs around it.
Okay, when Jimmy Fox did Spider-Man, when he was the villain of Spider-Man. Electro, you saw the kind of promotion. When Taraji P is in a movie, you saw the kind of promotion. Like these guys promote the movie, they go for press run for these movies, you know. But Cameroonians, when they are in a movie, you hardly see them even share it. Why?
I feel like that's not, she's speaking from the movie side, but it's just a reflection of the whole industry. That's why at times when they call us baby industry, or if we don't want baby industry, maybe they should call us crippled industry, but, or handicap industry, but something is wrong with our industry.
And I noticed this thing too, the Cameroon music industry. Every part of the industry, most artists, when they feature on songs, they don't treat that song like their singer.
I said every Cameroonian has a bit of witchcraft in them, a little bit, just a bit. But how you explain that though? Because like what she's saying, if that movie blows up, you two have to blow up. But just because you feel that if the blow up is more of the director's blow up and maybe the lead actors, now you don't share it. Meanwhile, if your own small blow up in that movie, you are going to miss it because you don't want those other people to blow up the bigger blow up. Is that not, if that's not witchcraft, what you say is witchcraft?
The Cameroonians have small witchcraft. There are so many songs that I've seen with so many artists, you know. These guys don't treat the song like if it was a single when they feature on it. They don't.
You are killing yourself. And now what happens? We have that whole single economy where you don't share my own, I don't share your own. But we forget that economies of scales. You have 5,000 fans, I have 5,000. If when you put out, you share, I share, 10,000 people have seen it. When I put out, you share, I share, 10,000 people have seen it. But when everybody stays in their corner, I have to my 5,000, you have only your 5,000, and that's how we don't go. So for me, it's just that. Plus, I feel like most of the time they feel that we are in Hollywood. We are not in Hollywood. We are still in the building stages where everybody has to put their hand into the mud and then get the job done. But you go to a set and people are feeling like, or even a simple thing like a video shoot, everybody just sits. It's maybe you, the main, I go to a set and I see the main star of the music video trying to carry chairs around. And now he's sweating. Then they have to shoot him out in 5 minutes time. And the video will not look in a certain way because the guy is sweating, the guy is pissed off. You who is a big sin and there you are just supposed to pass for 2 seconds. You are sitting down and then you are hanging your nails. You are the star more than the star of the video. And then we ask ourselves why the industry is not growing. Of course, we don't think growth. Everybody should work for that guy to be the star of the day because he's the star. But no, everybody feels like they're the star. What are you talking about? When 2 scammers are calling me and I have my program for 100,000 this evening, how much is your video that you want me to? I'm just here just to be among, not because I need you. So that's the problem in Cameroon. And also we take personal things like they have a lot of clicks. So at times you go, you watch their interviews or when you meet them behind the scene, you hear some of the things that are pissing off and you're like, we are not ready to grow. I mean, somebody will go to a set and then somebody did not greet them, or maybe they were sharing food and somebody's food was more, or when somebody made their birthday, this one did not come. That's why you not share a movie which is like a whole, how can I call it? A whole project, or I can call it a baby.
Yeah.
You let that baby fall just because someone did not come for your birthday, someone did not gave some other person drinks before you, some petty things, and you're like, we are not ready, huh? When we are ready, God will help us. But for now, let's just we'll be a little.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've exhausted all the topics we had for today. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think we've exhausted all the episodes we had for today, all the topics we had for today. Thank everybody who tuned in, everybody who watched, and everybody who contributed. Today we had some technical problems more than what we've been having for, let's just say, the past. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the PC has been overtasked. He has been working for more than 48 hours without restarting or without refreshing. So I need to let it rest and move on to other things because I've been editing on it, editing, recording, other projects. So, and to be honest, okay, today I didn't know today was Monday. That's fucked up. I thought today was still Sunday because last week just flew by.